Why does crypto mining decentralization matter? Centralization is not accepted in the cryptocurrency industry. Users are free to reach consensus and obey the rules without the intervention of higher-ups. Naturally, the same spirit of decentralization can be seen in cryptocurrency mining. However, the fast-paced expansion of mining has sparked debate regarding network security. Bitcoin Vault is a perfect example of a project that took a step back owing to security concerns and is now regaining ground through increased decentralization. Consider a system in which there is no single entity in charge of everything. Nonetheless, due to the open-source nature of the protocol, all network users agree to obey specified protocol rules and have the privilege of setting laws and beginning changes. Democracy in its purest form, but carried out on a virtual scale. Decentralization is a concept. The following definition is so accurate in the crypto sector that it has its own name: decentralization. Of course, this does not imply that cryptocurrency is a free-for-all. Certain rules must be followed by users. Participants in cryptocurrency and blockchain cannot change protocol rules or corrupt blockchain data. However, there is another side to the story. Decentralization implies that data is kept on various devices scattered globally and linked to the network. It protects users from the risk of experiencing a malfunction that could harm the entire system. A single point of failure, or SPOF for short, is something of this sort. It grew in tandem with Bitcoin. With the creation of Bitcoin, the concept of a decentralized system was successfully realized. It should not be overlooked that the start was very promising. As the concept of a decentralized blockchain network gained traction among community members, an increasing number of developers began to work on improving the protocol. Everyone worked together to achieve the goal of a collaborative effort. The similar thing happened in the mining industry. At the early stages of Bitcoin, crypto mining was completely decentralized, with people mining successfully from home using their personal computers. The network was stable, and security was maintained. However, as the notion evolved, there was increasing talk regarding increased decentralization of mining. The mining industry has grown in size in tandem with the growing importance of Bitcoin. Companies began to build large facilities equipped with ASIC devices, which are specifically built to mine cryptocurrency. As the largest participants would have the majority of computer power, the mining character of the godfather of all cryptocurrencies has steadily become centralized. Despite gradual increases in the Bitcoin network's hash rate, an auxiliary parameter used to strengthen the network security, the potential takeover of the majority of computing power has become a serious threat. A 51% attack is a problem in this scenario. The infamous 51% attack. Blockchain is akin to the germ of a new community. The current state of the network is agreed upon by all participants. They agree to the protocol's rules and promise to obey them. This status quo is maintained via decentralized activities. It is also important to establish a blockchain network infrastructure that makes it impossible for any party to take over the network and, as a result, alter it to its own goals. Mining, on the other hand, is like a big unbodied beast with an insatiable thirst. Mining necessitates massive amounts of electricity and computing power. Miners from all around the world are continually trying to solve the block's mathematical challenges. However, it turns out that when computing power is not spread evenly, there may be a temptation to get more than half of the total processing power of the network. This could be done by a single entity or organization. In the worst-case scenario, a malevolent hacker will use a special type of assault to compromise the network. But, you'd assume, that's just a theory. No, not quite. The consequences can be severe. A 51% assault is, by definition, a potential vector attack on the blockchain network in which malevolent miners attempt to gain control of computer power. This type of misbehavior could cause a partial disruption in network operations. Furthermore, the attacker would obtain the power to modify transactions and forge blockchain data, demonstrating some of the limitations of decentralization. But does this imply that the spirit of the crypto and blockchain communities, decentralization, is not totally viable? There isn't a straightforward answer. The primary requirement is to create an area in which everyone may travel in a decentralized manner. However, going too far may endanger the entire network and its members. In that circumstances, it should come as no surprise that some developers take a step back to focus on the security aspects of their project before returning to the path of decentralization. The tale of Bitcoin Vault is an excellent example of this, BTCV. A slight step back. Bitcoin Vault, which debuted in late 2019, was created to address cryptocurrency security concerns. The 3-key security solution, which offers customers a 24-hour window to reverse and cancel transactions if there are unwanted activities or simple mistakes, was designed to address these issues. Bitcoin Vault was designed to deliver all of the benefits of Bitcoin while also providing crucial features that allowed users more power and independence. However, in early 2020, multiple 51% attacks were launched against BTCV's blockchain. The crew was presented with a choice: engage in an expensive hash war to ward off intrusions by competitor miners, or focus only on coding to complete the promised project. The eventual choice was to close the network down and consolidate it. As a result, the development team was able to provide a completely functional product that was in line with the roadmap. Returning to decentralization. BTCV's full functionality will be available in November 2020, according to the creators. After reaching this milestone, the BTCV team was able to re-establish itself on the path to decentralization. The first step was a newly announced collaboration with BTC.com. Bitcoin Vault said that it was allocating a portion of its hash rate to the BTC.com pool. As a result, users can now participate in BTCV mining. Binance Pool's statement that it would begin mining Bitcoin Vault, BTCV, has sparked interest in the cryptocurrency world. Binance Pool is a critical component of the Binance ecosystem for increasing the profitability of miners. Following the distribution of hash rate to the Binance Pool, the developers now control 90% of the mining pools. According to the developers of BTCV, this is not the end of the story, and more activities are on the way. By the end of 2024, the company hopes to have further decentralized its network. The team intends to gradually distribute hash power to trusted third-party partners, reducing the danger of future network attacks. This melancholy story demonstrates how good intentions do not always result in the desired results. Even unpleasant situations, however, should not jeopardize the possibility of bringing ideas to fruition. When it comes to BTCV, it's safe to say that the choice to take a step back was a critical strategic move for the entire project. We hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this video. Please let us know your opinion in the comments area below. If you found our content useful, please like it and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more crypto-related contents.